Welcome to the Digital Success for Business Growth podcast. This is the number one place for entrepreneurs to learn proven marketing strategies to actually help you grow your business online. My name's Leanne Cohens. I am the Digital Success Coach and the owner of the agency Marketing Leap. And as a marketer, my focus is to actually help you lose the marketing overwhelm. In these podcasts, I will give you tools and strategies to help you springboard your business to success by sharing what I've learned in over 25 years as a marketer and over 30 years as a business owner. And yes, I started very young. Constantly applying what works over the last 10 years of running my digital agency by offering entrepreneurs like yourself business marketing strategies. I believe that marketing is the single most important element when it comes to business success. And that's what this podcast is all about. Helping you grow your business through proven, effective, modern marketing strategies so that you can help more people and make a lot more money doing it.
Is your content not getting attention? Or do you feel as if you can't connect with your audience? Today, I'm going to be sharing tips on how to create content that your audience actually wants to listen to and wants to engage with. So hi everyone, it's Leanne Cohens here, Digital Success Catalyst and owner of Marketing Leap. And today we're talking about creating content that resonates with your audience. Creating content is one thing. And there is so much going out there now, even as far as videos, there's 500 hours going up sort of every minute. It's just ridiculous, the content that's being created. But having people stick around and engage with and actually read your content is something completely different. And one of the rules when it comes to marketing is not chasing after likes or views or what they call vanity metrics, but it's all about building connection and actually building relationships and genuine connections with people. To do that, one of the most important parts is your content, because online, that's one of the fastest ways to connect with people, to let them know what you stand for, let them know what you're about, and let them know how you can actually help them. So the purpose of making an emotional connection and building a relationship is to get your audience to do one thing, and that is to trust you and trust your brand. And you often hear people talk about the know, like, and trust factor. People not only have to know who you are, they have to like what you're putting out there and like you. And they have to trust that what you are doing and what you're saying is correct and that you will follow through on what you say you're going to do. So how do you create this content that resonates? Well, the first thing you need to do, again, is know your target audience. It's really important in all aspects of marketing to know who it is that you're talking to. Because firstly, that will dictate what channels and what platforms you show up on. It will dictate the type of content that you create, whether it's blogs and you're going to do a lot more with Pinterest, whether it's video content and short-term video content, so you're doing reels on Facebook or Instagram or even TikTok, or whether it's a long-term or a longer form of content and you're going to use that on YouTube and across some of the other social media platforms. That's why it's so crucial to fully understand who your ideal client is and what makes them tick. The best messaging speaks to one person and their specific issues, their wants and their needs. If you're creating content to speak to everyone, you're not going to connect with anyone, because generic content just really misses the mark. If you know exactly what your ideal client wants and needs and what their issues are, you can actually create content that speaks directly to that. It answers the questions that they have, it solves a problem, and that starts building that relationship with them and starts building your authority up as a thought leader. Again, knowing what your audience wants will actually highlight what it is that you do. And knowing your audience also, and knowing what they do and don't want, convinces different people, and it convinces that one. And let's face it, if you actually sat down and looked at how many clients you needed to meet your targets, you probably find, you don't need millions of people. You probably need, 3 or 4 or 5 clients a month. So speaking to those 3 or 4 or 5 clients is more important than speaking to 1 million people that aren't your target audience. So knowing who your target audience is essential. The second thing is to humanize your content. Once you know who you're speaking to, you can actually position your content in such a way that it creates an emotional connection, and write it in such a way that it's easy to read and it gets to the heart of exactly what the issue is. If you start creating your content as a way of communicating and as branding rather than just trying to sell something, because people don't want to be sold to, and they're really not interested in what it is that you do or even how you do it. They just want to know how you can make their life better. Using emotion and emotive language and talking to their pain and the different ways that you solve that in a storytelling way is a great way to connect with people. So there's dozens of ways that you can create content that will actually touch them, whether it's through emotion or humor or simply demonstrating that you actually see what their problem is and you want to help them fix it, is always a really good step. I use, as I mentioned before, storytelling. It's a human element that helps your audiences connect and build your brand engagement. Now, last week I spoke about storytelling in your content and how to craft stories that sell and build your brand. And I'll put a link to that video below. But the reason this is so important is that stories are powerful when it comes to marketing, as it can actually transform your online presence, and it really does build trust. So when you think about it, what's your story? Now, the main reason that I do a lot of these videos is because I know the amount of hours that I have spent following so-called gurus and the money of, following people who really were just out there to sell a product, not so much to actually help me build my business. And having so many business owners come to me because they have spent thousands and tens of thousands on different elements that just simply don't work. The reason that I do these videos is to actually help empower business owners to have an understanding of how the digital space works, to learn more about what it is that they need to do, and to save them time and money. That's my story. So if you think about what your story is and how you go about making your clients' lives easier, that is what you weave into your storytelling. The third thing is to educate and inform. You've got to solve your ideal client's problems. Don't just sell. You've got to be a thought leader. You've got to do more than just push your product or your service. It's all about solving a problem, not selling what it is that you think that they need. Because your ideal audience needs solutions to their problems and they need answers to their questions. And that's what your content needs to provide. You need to give them resources that will help them learn and help them find ways to solve their problems. And that's where, again, I've done a previous video on creating lead magnets. That's the whole purpose behind a lead magnet. It's actually giving a resource to your ideal client that will help them learn or solve a problem. So the minute you start creating content that actually helps solve a problem, people will actually feel as if they start resonating with you. And the minute they do that, you start an instant connection. So every time you post, you start standing out in what they call the top subset of brands. So when they have a problem about something, and you think about anything that even in your own life, when you think about a particular problem, there will be 3 companies or 3 particular brands that will immediately come to mind that will help you solve that problem. And that's your job as a business owner, is to get into that ideal client subset of brands that when they are having a problem or they're not sure about something and they don't know what to do, you become one of the first people that they think of to go to for the answer. The next thing is to actually create visuals. Now, words are very important. Storytelling is very important, but you are online. The visual is so important when it comes to getting that instant connection. You also need to make sure that your content is visually appealing and it stays true to your brand, because your ideal client needs to recognize you when you show up. Our attention spans are getting shorter. We're constantly getting pulled in a million different directions. Having the right visuals will help your content pop, and at times can actually help highlight key points of what it is that you're talking about. So you can do this by creating graphics in Canva, and when you're posting on social media, you can create infographics, and if you've got the right visuals, you can start using them in blogs and across all your different touch points. You can also create videos like this and make sure you have the right thumbnail, and that again, all of your thumbnails are aligned to your brand, and post it on YouTube and other social media channels. Embed it in your blogs and even send it out to your email list. And that's a complete process that we actually use here. The final thing, and this has been coming up quite a bit, is to be authentic. One of the best tips to creating your content is to be genuine and authentic. Be the real you. Tell your story and not copy what everybody else is doing out there. If you are telling your story, your content will actually resonate with the right audience, because again, you don't need to speak to everybody. You just need to speak to your ideal target audience. Creating content that just resonates with them because you're being authentic is one of the fastest ways to build trust. Those are the ways that you can actually create content when it comes to getting your ideal client to resonate with what you're putting out there. And the 5 things again are to know your target audience, humanize your content, educate and inform. Number 4 is to create visuals, and of course, be authentic. I hope that has given you some really clear ideas on how you can create content that resonates with your audience. And like I said, I have done videos previously on creating lead magnets and storytelling, so check those out because that will help you pull everything together. And if you're not too sure about how you're going to make all this work, comment below or connect with me and let's have a chat. I do have 2-hour strategy sessions where I'll sit with you and work through your marketing, give you a clear action plan and some strategies and some checklists on exactly how to grow your business and how to align your message with your ideal audience. So, if you're interested in that, comment below. And in the meantime, guys, I hope you have an amazing week. I'll see you again next week.
Thank you for listening to the Digital Success for Business podcast. Make sure you join us each week as we discuss proven marketing strategies to help you grow your business online. And don't forget to jump on and subscribe so you get notified every single time a new podcast episode goes live.